Alright guys, so there are chicks, but had a customer of ours asked us to watch them for a couple of days while they, I guess they're on vacation, and so they brought over this little brooder. Pretty neat little setup here, these little steel brooders, kind of a neat way if you're looking at getting into starting anything with your own production and kind of figuring out what to do. A really great way of getting started. They have an incubator in there that's we've got inside that controls humidity, does everything automatic. Pretty cool. This is super slick. You could raise a lot of chicks like this. So if it's something that you're interested in, I'll see. I think Amanda Lynn has a link for this. I'll try to put it down in the description. Let's talk about food. Let's talk about what makes your food more expensive. Let's talk about where this is all going. The things that make your food more expensive is, one, the logistical cost of things. So the fact that we have to ship food, right, 1,200 miles is the average tomato travel time right before it actually reaches your dinner plate. So the fact that we have to ship food these ridiculous distances adds a lot to it, and it makes us a lot more subject to the gas prices, the actual logistics prices. So when inflation hits and the logisticians have to give wage increases, right? Because those truck drivers have to make money in conjunction with inflation, as we all do. That drives prices up, and so it continues to skyrocket these prices and continues to just add to them in one step over time. What really kills it is when regulation comes in. And what's funny is that we think of China as like this downtrodden and oppressive government, but you would be shocked to find the freedom of their food versus ours. And we all say that, everyone says, well, I want the government to be controlling this because I want to know that what I'm eating is good and healthy, blah, blah, blah. For one, the FDA does not give a shit about you being good and healthy. They just don't. They're bought and paid for like every other politician up there. And the fact that you're naive enough to think that they care is, you're probably not watching this channel, you're probably not a subscriber here, so I'm probably preaching to you and you're getting mad with me and you're like, yeah, that's horrible. So we all know the FDA government's garbage. But the fact is that the regulations don't do anything but hinder the farmers and the producers. And what I mean by that is that I cannot legally raise a dairy cow here and sell you the milk. It's illegal to do, right? There's ways around it, I got it, but from a practical standpoint, for all intents and purposes, it is illegal to do, at least in the state of Alabama. Now, other states, there are a few states that allow you to do that, but as a general rule, you can't do that in America, right? Dairies are really regulated. The fact that I can't just raise milk and sell it to my friend legally is mind-boggling to me, and shows a complete disconnect between our government and what our producers actually want to do. And this caused it to start moving away from the local producer, because the local producer got tired of dealing with the regulations. Family farms that had 25 cows started going down because they're like, well, why am I going to deal with this crap? I'll just raise enough for me and friends and family, sell it under the table, and not have to deal with this BS. And that's effectively what's happened, which is why now milk comes to us from 1,000 miles away. It's why we're buying peaches when there's peach groves a mile away from my house, and we still have peaches coming in from other countries. It doesn't make any sense. There's a place here that sells kiwis, but they're not in Walmart. Walmart's kiwis are from Greece. Like, I mean, what the hell is going on? It's a regulation that gets in the way. The regulation of our food system is what causes all this disconnect, because as they over-regulate, small producers decide this isn't worth it. The juice isn't worth the squeeze at this point in time. So they get out, and then the large producers that are willing to deal with this because they're making enough profit now at that point in time, they don't care. They stay in, yeah, it hurts their bottom line, but they end up passing it off to their customer in 2 years anyway, so it doesn't matter to them. So this is why I say that the government regulation is the bigger ticket, right? That's the bigger thing that affects us. What's happening in New Zealand right now? New Zealand's putting a fart tax on cows and sheep, right? So they're going to start taxing cows and sheep for the greenhouse gases. If you are stupid enough to believe that a cow produces more greenhouse gases than your car, you can lock yourself in your garage with your car running. I'll do the same with my cow, and we'll see how long you last. That's a ridiculous argument. There is no science anywhere that backs that. So if you believe that lie, you're not watching this channel. I guarantee that I have great subscribers. Y'all aren't watching this channel. So I'm getting on my soapbox here, y'all, but those people are stupid. Anybody that believes that is a moron. So the fact of the matter is that New Zealand is doing this, and they're doing this because some politician got bought and paid for, or decided that they wanted their pet project to go through, and they needed more tax money to do it. Those are the only two reasons why they ever push more taxes. Either they want more tax money for their pet projects, or somebody bought and paid for them, some corporation wanted to do that. Now, I'm not against evil corporations. I am against cronyism, where these corporations are buying their way into Congress. That I have a problem with. But corporations are not the bad guys. Small business is the backbone and lifeblood of our economy, y'all. So, absolutely not against that. As a small business owner, I'm really not against that. But I am wholeheartedly against the fact that why does Walmart and Amazon get a bailout, but the small business doesn't, right? I have people that would get laid off if things go bad too, but I have to run my business better than they do, because my business will go down and I get no bailout, but they do. Simply why? Because they have connections out there, because they're worth $1 billion, because they can pay that bailout out of their back pocket for what the owners do, or for what the owners have in their bank account, in their personal accounts. Like, it's corruption to its core, and I have a problem with it. And this is what has infiltrated our food system. And if you think that I'm wrong here, and you think that this is conspiracy theory, I want you to think about it like this. What is the one thing that you need to control in order to control the population? You need to control their food, right? So think back to the old Total Recall movie, right? The old one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's real ridiculous. What do they control? They controlled the oxygen, right? That was the idea, is that we had to have some commodity that we could control. And that's effectively, there's no way to control oxygen. Water is difficult to control, and the reason water is difficult to control is because the government can't get their hands around how to control it, because they can't make it work, right? They can't make enough water for everybody to use in certain parts of the country, and in other parts of the country, like Alabama, we have so much water we don't care. You can't control it, you can't regulate it, because there's more than what they could possibly regulate, right? So I can put a well anywhere on my property, and I'm going to hit water. It doesn't really matter. And they're all going to be within about 10 feet of each other. I've got 56 inches of annual rainfall. If I really want to, I can collect rainwater. The fact is that places like here are very difficult. Places like California are very difficult, but for very different reasons. Because they have no water, and we have a ton of water. The fact that we're not building pipelines of water is probably another discussion that needs to be had. Seriously, you could fix a lot of this, I would think, with a pipeline of water, but I don't know. I don't know how much water consumption. We'd have to do some math on that and figure it out, but it seems like a good idea in theory. Anyways, so they have to control the food. The food is how you control your population. If I can get you to goose step to the food, you'll do it for anything else. And so the way to fix this, start taking back the food supply. Get the USDA out of the process, or start making the deals with the local farmers and start going around the USDA. What do I mean by that? I don't mean by buying individual cuts and breaking the law. I mean doing it the legal way, right? We have to sell a whole or a half. I cannot sell you an individual cut. As soon as I sell you an individual cut, it's illegal. But if I sell you a whole or a half a cow, it's perfectly legal. Whatever. And same with chickens, right? Under 20,000 chickens, it's legal. But over 20,000 chickens, it's illegal. Whatever. It's all this ridiculous regulation that's not actually designed to protect you. It's designed to control you. If you think the government is ever there to protect you and to help you, I guess it's just laughable. I don't even know what to say to that. It's very laughable. The government is not there to protect you and help you. They are there to get themselves reelected, to get themselves money lining their pockets. It's the only way that you can make $180,000 a year and retire with $10 million in 5 years is to be a politician. Okay? Joe Biden proved it. They all prove it. They all prove it over and over again. Every one of those mud-sucking shitfoots up there is a piece of garbage. Okay? So just get that through your head that they're not here to help you. But what they are here to do is to control you and to get themselves reelected and make as much money as they possibly can while they're in that position of service. Okay? You want to talk about real service, talk about the soldiers that are making $35,000 a year, have to work 20 years to get a 50% retirement. Congress does 2 terms for 12 years, and they get 100% retirement with full benefits for the rest of their life. Who's really the servant there? Let's be real. Okay, so bottom line is food. Do not let them control your food. Go around the system. Do not break the law, but do not play into the system. Get out of this system. Start trading food for things like gold, silver, and crypto. Get out of the system, right? I'll sell you a cow all day long for a coin of gold. For a 1 ounce gold coin, I'll sell you a cow all day long. You'll get a discount because I value that gold far more than I do the currency the $2,500 of currency, of inflated fiat currency. So get out of the system, start buying from local producers, get away from this crap, this horribly corrupt system that wants to control you, that wants you buying food only through their authorized dealers, right? That's what we're trying to avoid. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate this. I appreciate everything that you guys have done. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. I will try to get on my soapbox for the next one, but anyways, it's just fun to do every once in a while. We'll talk to y'all later.